Welcome back. Jogzilla's sitting on the stand. It has some issues. This episode, we're going to dive into it and find out exactly what is wrong. For long-time viewers, you would know that just recently we took two bikes north, some 1,200 kilometres into Queensland to Noosa for the Winter Scooter Festival, and both bikes sustained a little bit of wear and tear. A little bit of damage there. We blew out the shock seals. Nice and dirty there. And even on the brake disc. And the clutch is also making a whole lot of noise.
This bike here is a 2006 Yamaha Jog CV50. In other countries, it's also known as a Yamaha Jog ZR or a ZR Evo. Now, as far as I'm aware, it was only available in Australia, New Zealand, and a lot of the Asian countries. It is fitted with the 5BM or 5SU Minarelli 2-stroke motor, the same as the Yamaha Vino.
Alright, clutch is out and inspection shows that there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with it at all. It all looks kind of good in here. So I've disassembled the clutch. Here it is here. Looks like there is no issues here either. Everything is working the way it is meant to be. But if you look very closely, might not show up on camera, where the little springs hook in, those little grooves may be elongated, which would relieve a bit of pressure on those springs. I do know these clutches do have a few issues in this area. I wonder if that could be it. The investigation continues. Alright, so we're going to move on from the CVT, the clutch area, and we're going to move on to another issue that this little scooter has developed, and that's here in the front shock assembly area. Check this out. So the front shocks are completely blown out, and the cause of that was that trailer ride up to that scooter event that we did last week. Now, I feared it could happen, and I was pretty sure I might get away with it, but what's caused it is strapping the handlebars down to the trailer and pulling tight. I know dirt bikes put a chock in between the fork and the wheel to stop this happen. Unfortunately, it's not available to do on scooters. So now I have to pull the shocks out, replace the oil and replace the seals to resolve that issue. So we're going to move on now to pulling apart the front body work of this bike. Hopefully give me access to those shocks, and hopefully I don't have to pull out the tree. That would be ideal, but let's see how we go.
So the wheels that I'm running on this are from the Asian countries, the Yamaha Jog ZR Evo. Motor-wise, this little jog is running a 70cc Stage 6 street race cylinder. If you want to build your jog something similar like this, click the link at the top of the screen so you can follow along with the build series on this bike. If you have an old scooter that you've been working on, it's every chance that your shock absorbers will need rebuilding as well. It's not difficult and something that anyone can do themselves with a few basic tools. I will go into more detail of this in an upcoming build, so make sure you follow to see that. Sadly, these little CV50 Yamaha jogs do not get too much love from the scooter enthusiasts. By swapping the stock parcel shelf for this spoiler with integrated LED taillight, the aesthetics of the jog really start to improve. Add that to the ZR Evo wheels and an aftermarket expansion chamber, things really do start to improve. Pair that with a retrimmed seat with fancy stitching and a fresh coat of paint in a different colour, and you're really starting to get a bike that stands out from the crowd. Originally, I fitted this little jog with a pod filter, but it was obnoxiously loud. So I've modified the stock airbox. I've drilled some holes, added some pop stuffers, and fitted it with a Stage 6 air filter to try and keep that induction noise down.
Jogzilla is back together. And the biggest job that I had to do on this was those front forks. Now, they had almost no oil in them at all. In fact, this is how much they had in it. Nothing. So it was just springing up and down on the spring. So we had to take the whole front end out. We had to change all the oil and the seals, and it's all back together, and it's all looking good. So from here, we're going to pull the bike off the stand. Now, I don't know if I fixed the issue with the clutch or the CVT, the variator. It was a brand new belt. The only thing I've changed is some of those little orange springs. Maybe they were worn out, I don't know, but we're about to find out. So let's get this guy off the stand and see if it's made a difference. All right, so what I've done is I've left the CVT cover off so we can have a good look while the motor is turning. So let's start it up off the starter motor. Not too bad. I gotta say, I love this little bike. It's so small, so unassuming, but it absolutely rips. Plenty of punch. Those front forks feel so much better. Before, when we hit a bump, the front end would seesaw, but I can actually feel it absorbing the bumps now. So that's a win. And so far, the clutch, or whatever that noise was in the CVT, seems like it has gone away. Yeah, this bike feels a whole lot different now. You really do notice the difference with those shock absorbers. Before, just pulling the brakes, it would squat right down, but now it feels a bit more planted. And gotta say, this little bike really rips hard for what it is. Alright, we're going to do a stop start here and see if that problem has actually resolved itself. Alright, so we're listening for like a turbo blow off valve noise. Okay, that was good. Didn't feel it, didn't hear it. We'll try and change it a little bit by doing it on a flatter road. Maybe that might show something different. Nope, but it did want to lift the front wheel just then. Felt okay, actually. I think we've terrorized these people enough before we get a noise complaint. Test run complete, and the problem seems to have been resolved. There's no noise in that CVT area at all. I don't know, maybe it was those little orange springs that I changed in it. Maybe that's all it needed to fix the problem. Now that we've resolved the CVT issue, one more problem. Have you yet subscribed to Scooter Bomb? We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. All you got to do is click that little button just down here somewhere. Leave a like and maybe a comment. It would go a whole way to help promote this channel out to other people. So what's next for Jogzilla? All this issue has made me think that maybe could be heat related and some heat soak in that CVT area. Now this is Jogzilla's stock CVT cover. Underneath it, this plastic trim is this big ugly son of a bitch. Now I've felt this after rides and it gets mighty hot under there. So maybe a new CVT cover, an aftermarket one, will be in order and might help go a long way to stop this issue from happening again. Who knows? While we're there, we might as well put some new grips on it. Maybe a set of new mirrors would look good too. But that's it for this episode, guys. If you've liked it, remember, hit that subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. It really does mean the world, and push this video to 1,000 subscribers and beyond. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.